Hello.
Hello. I think
Hi.
we're live.
We are,
How are
maybe.
you?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. I'm Jules, everybody. I'm one of the camp chiefs for Camp Wildfire.
And I'm Lee. I'm the other one. And this is our live Q&A for you to ask us any questions you want about camp, because we've got lots of people hoping to get hold of tickets when they go on sale at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we've got loads of people booked in, some of which are old friends coming back for the second and third years, and some of which are brand new attendees. So we like to host lots of these live Q&As so that you can jump on and ask us any questions to help you have an amazing time at summer camp. Also, you can give us any feedback or ideas and we can try and make them happen for you. So the way it works is you will either be watching on Facebook, YouTube or Instagram, because we've got this clever piece of software that does all three, apparently. So you just pop a comment underneath whatever you're watching with your question, and then Jules and I will work our way through and get to as many questions as we can in 45 minutes. Is that how long we've got?
45 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
Right. We've got a hard deadline today because, really excitingly, we are going to go and do the Taskmaster live experience, which we're very much looking forward to. So as many questions as we can before that.
Nice. I think we should probably kick off with a question that we often miss, but probably should cover. First of all, for any newbies, what is Camp Wildfire?
Whoa. Okay. Camp Wildfire is, well, we call it a summer camp for adults. So it's a cross between an adventure camp that you might have done in like school or with scouts or something, and a music festival with a kind of a Wes Anderson, dreamy, vintage American-y style. So yeah, sort of an adult version of the things you used to see on TV and films when we were younger, happening in America, and thinking, oh, it'd be so fun to go to that, plus bars and dancing and music.
Nice. And for anyone that doesn't know, this year is our 10th anniversary, which means that it's going to be so spectacular, and we're really, really excited about it. I can't believe we've been going for 10 years. Can you?
Yeah, no, it's well, yes, particularly because there was a whole massive pandemic that tried to kill us in the middle of it, but metaphorically and literally. Yes, so yeah, it's going to be a special year. So we're very excited about it, but all our plans for that are secret.
They are. You have to come. What happens at camp stays at camp. So should we get to some of the comments?
Yeah.
Great. So got some over on Instagram. Actually, we may as well answer this one. Macaulay says, I'm super excited to be joining again this year. Do you have anything new planned for the 10th anniversary?
Loads of things. We've got like a whole string of things, from like tiny little additions of things we've wanted to add for years and thought, okay, well, this is the year to do it, to bigger. Yeah, we're keeping it all very secret at the moment, but we will be letting you know probably in like spring, so around May time we'll start to sneak things out about that.
Great. Well, Carolyn says, sounds good, but what are the daytime activities? Or I guess, what is that all about?
So there's over 100, I think over 120 now activities. So our categories are, see if I can remember them. You can tell me, Jules. Adventures and sports. So in that category, you've got things like quad biking and capture the flag, archery, rifle shooting, things like that.
Paddleboarding, yep.
Yeah, paddleboarding, raft building. Then there's science and engineering. So you've got things like astronomy, beekeeping, yeah. Then music and dance. So lots of different types of dance. Learning to play ukulele, choirs. Can't remember what the others in that. Then there's, what are the other categories? Bushcraft and survival. So like fires, shelters.
Yeah.
Can you remember any other categories?
There's things like spear making, axe making, things like that. Then there is wellness, which is yoga and things like sound baths and mindfulness and things like that. We should have down so many.
There's just too many for us to name. So what you can do is if you go to campwildfire.co.uk /help, and so we don't announce the activities until 1 month before the event. So if you want to know the kind of things we've got, you can look at the activities that we had in previous years. So if you go to campwildfire.co.uk/help and just message the team using a little web chat, they'll be able to send you last year's activities so you can take a look at the kind of range of things that we will have. Yeah, and about 80% of them are the same every year. So things like quad biking, paddle boarding, raft building, they're always there because people always want those. And then we try to kind of rotate and bring in 20% of like new things every year.
Yeah, and there's also drop-in activities, which we've got which are things like airdrop, astronomy, board games, climbing wall, things like that.
Yep.
As well. So yeah, there's absolutely loads to do. So much that Lee and I are lost for words, but yeah, there's loads on the internet you can have a look for. So I guess whilst we're talking about activities, let's move on to enrolment. Alana's asking what is priority enrolment, but let's just talk about enrolment in general. What is that?
Yeah, so enrollment is what we call the process of basically choosing your activities. So included in your ticket, you get a certain number of activity credits. It'll either be 60 for elementary, 120 for standard, or unlimited for dynamo. 120 credits is more than enough for like 95% of people. So standard is generally, that's the most popular ticket type. With your 120 credits, you basically get to 4 weeks before the event. You get to sign in to our website, browse the 120 activities, which works out at like thousands of different slots, and you can use your credits to book into those. So some activities will be 5 credits, some will be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And the amount of credits basically reflects the like cost to us to put on that activity. So you can use your credits to book into all the activities, and that means that when you turn up at the event, you don't have to worry or stress about like queuing or getting places on things because it's all prearranged. So you'll get a really great activity experience with a small group of other people, usually kind of around 10 to 15, doing a particular activity. There are lots of activities as well that you don't have to enroll in, as Jules mentioned earlier, things like drop-in activities, like archery and airdrop and zipline and things like that. So you can just rock up to those and have a go whenever you want to fill all the little gaps in between your main activities. And what was the original question?
Enrollment, priority enrollment.
Yes. Okay. So priority enrollment basically means you get 1 week early access to sign in and choose your activities. So there is more than enough activities for everyone to do and use their activity credits, but sometimes individual activity sessions, so like when you've got quad biking for 12 people or something at 10 a.m, if lots of people want to do that, that can get booked up very quickly. So if you want to really maximize your like use of time and get exactly the slots you want, then you should go for dynamo, so you get that priority enrollment experience. But it's really not necessary, and like we say, like 98% of people just come on a standard or an elementary ticket and with standard enrollment, and that's completely fine.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to group some of these questions because a few people asking about coming solo. So Danielle says, how many people roughly go solo rather than in groups? And then there's somebody else saying, that Lisa saying, sounds absolutely amazing. I would be coming by myself though. Is it suitable for solos? And then, yes, just a couple of questions about that. So should we speak about that?
Yeah, so absolutely 100% very suitable for solos. We have a huge solo community that come. I'd say there's a good few hundred people that attend solo to each event, and you can meet those people in advance by joining our flying solo Camp Wildfire Flying Solo Adventurers group, it's called, or something like that. We'll post a link to it. If you join that group, you can get involved and chat and meet other people that have been solo before or are coming solo this year, so you can kind of do make friends before you even arrive. We also have like specific events on site to help people that have come by themselves meet other people. So there's solo meetups. also the whole like patrol system makes it very easy to meet other people and make lots of friends. So it's a great festival to come to solo.
Yeah, and whilst you're chatting about patrols, Lee, shall I just explain what they are? Yeah, okay, so they're, well, actually, good time to take a sip of your drink. Would you show us your mug again? Very nice. So that is Fox Patrol, which is red, as you can see. There is Fox, there is Badger, which is blue, there are Hawks, which are green, and there are Squirrels, which are yellow. And the patrols are absolutely bonkers. They're not obligatory by any means, but people love to get involved in them. You can basically dress up as much as you like. There are lots of things to collect. There's sort of like, I'm showing you our shirts now, there's lots of patrol patches and badges, and the best bit about it is you have a ready-made community of people that are also in your patrol, and there's loads of ways of earning patrol points over the weekend, which are these kind of little tokens that you collect for your patrol, and they're very special. You earn them for really special things like being a brilliant human, and then you put them all into the patrols jars over the weekend, and every evening at 6 o'clock, 6:30, there is what we call patrol games, which is this epic outdoor games bonanza, where you're competing against other patrols to win patrol points. And at the end of the weekend, they're all totted up, patrol games finale, and a huge gigantic celebration.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of questions here on Facebook, if it's okay to do a couple of those quickly.
Yeah.
So Liz Harris has asked a question about the credits. If I decide nearer the time I'd like more credits, is there an option to buy more? Yes, there is. So at any point between now and the events, you can buy either like credits, like blocks of 5 credits. I think they're like £9 or something. So you can add those on to get more credits if you find out you want to do more activities, although really like 120 credits is usually more than enough. Or you can upgrade your tickets at any point. So we often say if people aren't sure if they're going to want to do like an elementary or a standard or a dynamo, the best thing to do is to book an elementary ticket now, so that before we sell out, you can kind of, you've got your space, you've secured your space at the event, and then at any point you can choose to upgrade to a standard or a dynamo, and that like it will be the same difference in price. So that's an easy way to grab a spot and make decisions later when the full activity list is published.
Great. So my everyday bubble is asking, can there be a fancy dress evening theme for camp for the 10 years?
It's on, yeah, that's on our big list of ideas already.
Boodles 100 says, newbie here, so very excited. In general camping, can I bring a small gas burner for my coffee in the morning?
Yes, you can. We do have rules about certain types of cooking equipment that you can use for like safety purposes. So please go to our help center, which is campwildfire.co.uk/help, and just search stove or gas in there, and that will serve you with an article that will show which ones are allowed and which ones are not allowed.
Nice. Will there be any new activities this year? It's their second year return and had the best time, and I can answer that. Yes, there will be lots of new activities. So we have some activities that we kind of bring back every year that we know that people love. Things like we have a massive water slide, and we usually have things like archery and beekeeping and a climbing wall. But there are many things that change each year. So we like to keep it fresh. Usually we kind of take, earlier on in the year, we kind of take some suggestions from our guests. And yeah, we're really excited about some of the new ones this year. Last year, one of the new ones we had was Firewalk, which went down really well, which is really exciting. But we're mixing it up, and yeah, we're kind of really excited to tell you. But we won't be announcing those activities for a little while.
Yeah, cool. I've just had a question come in from Emma Jagger, who says, great name, I don't think I will need credits, will I? I bought a priority package ages ago. So Emma, it sounds like what you're saying is you've already booked some dynamo tickets, in which case, yes, you don't need to purchase any extra credits. All of the tickets, so elementary, standard, dynamo, they all come with activity credits included, and most of that, it should be more than enough within those packages. Our like whole concept with Camp Wildfire is that we want everything as much as possible to be included, so you're not having to pay for extras and decide like, oh, should I do that because there's an extra charge. We want to get you doing as many new things and trying activities and discovering as many new things as possible. So all of our kind of packages are designed to be as like all included as we can.
Yes. Caroline says, where can we get shirts like yours with all those badges?
Good question.
You, Caroline. Yeah, I know. Well, you are in luck because there is a couple of ways that you can get shirts like ours. First of all, when you come to Camp Wildfire, we have our Wild Kind stores, which are full to the brim with all sorts of things that you can adorn yourselves with if you wish. Yeah, badges, shirts, things to screen print on. There's, you know, tote bags, hats, badges, patches, all sorts. But we're also this year going to be opening up a online store, so an online Wild Kind stores in advance, so you'll be able to purchase those if you want to sort of decorate them yourselves and all of that stuff before camp.
Yeah, much requested. It's the e-commerce store. For 10 years, people have been asking to buy these online, and we are eventually getting around to it this year. It should be launching sometime in like May or something like that. I've got a question here from Liz who says, I take it we can't bring fire pits or barbecues. Yes, you are correct. You're not allowed to start any of your own fires or like use any barbecues or fire pits or open flames and things in the campsites. Because that would be a safety issue, but we do have loads of giant campfires for you. So
yeah, I was going to say we've got plenty
of fire, and we have fire marshals and people to kind of like manage it and keep it burning nicely through the night. So you will not be short on the fire element.
Yeah, and we should say we're in an absolutely beautiful forest, and we're very, very lucky to be there. So we want to keep the forest.
Yeah, despite calling ourselves Camp Wildfire, we actually don't want any wildfires.
Yes, so there's a couple of people asking about the ages. Eward22 says, what's the age range like? And there was someone else earlier on saying, that what type of people go to Camp Wildfire? How old is too old?
There's no too old. It's a big mix of different types of people from different types of backgrounds. It's a very inclusive, empowering, supportive atmosphere. And that's like a big part of what makes it so special. So you will be welcomed warmly, whatever age you are or background or anything like that. I can give you an idea. The majority of people tend to be over 25, I'd say, or probably actually over 28, over 28 and up to probably about 55. That's like the main bracket of people. And if you imagine like a little curve, the peak is probably at 35 or something like that. But we also have people who are younger. As long as you're over 18, that's the only like hard rule. So there's a few younger people, and then there's people up to like 70s that have been and had a great time.
And there are people up to 80s that have been and had a great time.
Oh, great! There we go. So yes, there is no such thing as too old.
Yeah, and there's such a variety of activities. So if you're maybe you wouldn't choose necessarily physical activities, there's so many things that you can do sitting down, and crafts and bushcrafts and everything we were talking about earlier. So really there's a massive range. You won't be bored. Right, a couple more questions. There's a couple of people saying, would we consider doing a Camp Wildfire up north? Mog says, have you ever thought about hosting one up here in Scotland?
Yeah, it's on our like dream list. It's on our wish list, and we are like starting to seriously think about trying to achieve that in the next few years. So it's on our roadmap. There's just a few steps we need to take to get there, and the one down south has been growing so quickly and changing and developing that we haven't wanted to be distracted. We've just put all of our focus into making that as good as it can be. But yeah, it's on our roadmap to go up on a little northern adventure.
Right. Hazel Bob says, hey, I've never been before, but I'm really hoping I can do it this year. Are there any other costs on top of the ticket price, or is everything within the ticket?
So The only things that you would need to pay for on top of ticket price would be transport to get yourself to the event and food and drink over the weekend. Now, if you're on a tight budget, the cheapest thing to do would be to bring your own food and drink with you, and to take a train and public transport, and then we do a shuttle bus to and from the local station, which I think we do a small charge for it. It's like £6 or £7 or something like that. But then all of your activities and entertainment will all be included within that ticket. So you shouldn't have to pay anything extra to us. There are extra things you can choose to pay for, like using booking yourself into the spa for like hot tub sessions or massages. That's an extra cost. Or kind of, I think that's the only thing that's an extra cost, isn't it? Joining a club, that's an extra cost.
Do you want to buy anything from Wellkind stores or anything? That's merch.
These things are very much like ancillary. They're not they're like little extras that are not the main.
Yeah. And did you mention about bringing your own tent? I was reading the comments.
Yeah. So yes. So included in all tickets is space to camp and general camping. It's festival style camping. So you just kind of turn up, find a spot. You need your own camping equipment, but there's great facilities in the campsite. So we have like really nice toilets and showers. There's no kind of extra charge for like posh showers. Like all our showers are really nice. There's like cooking areas with like washing up stations and seating and things like that. So yeah, just you and a small tent, and you'll have a great weekend.
Yes. Leslie says, sadly, too far to travel from Scotland just for the weekend. Public transport, not great. Gutted, as it looks amazing.
Well, yeah, we'll keep an eye on our social media for when we launch something.
Macaulay's actually replied to somebody's comment earlier. Macaulay says, I went last year for the first time solo, and anyone thinking about it but feeling anxious, you have nothing to worry about. They have so many free solo meets to get to know people, and everyone is so inclusive.
Yeah, cool. I've got one here from Liz that says, I have questions about the camping. 1, how big are the camp pitches? 2, can you park next to your tent? Are the pitches electric hookup? If not, are there places to charge phones? So 1, camping is not like by pitch, it's festival style camping. So it's a big open campground, and you just find a spot. If you really want a marked out pitch, we do have a reserved camping service where there's a small extra charge to have a like reserved pitch, but I'd say it's really not necessary. 2, can you park next to your tent? No, parking is in the car park. The walk from the car park to camping is maximum, say like 1,000 meters if you're at the back of parking and the front of camping. If you are worried about carrying your things, we have a porter service. I think it costs like £10 for somebody with a wheelbarrow to load up and carry all your stuff for you. We don't have any electric hookup for camping. You can get electric hookups if you are booked into living vehicles with a living vehicle pass, or if you're booked into boutique camping and you book a suite level boutique camping package that comes with electricity. Your final question about charging phones, if you're staying in general camping, you can charge your phones at the general store.
God, that was a bit of a mouthful. Well done. Do you need a drink?
Yes.
Jane says they're excited to see who the special guests are for talks this year. Yeah, so a little bit about talks. So the evening entertainment, I don't think we've mentioned that, have we?
No, not really yet. Yeah.
Okay, so as Lee mentioned earlier, during the day, your weekend is packed with activities on Saturday and on Sunday. And every single evening, so on the Friday evening, the Saturday evening, and the Sunday evening, after patrol games, there is an array of entertainment. And it really is an array. There's so many different things that are happening. So You might be someone that's into live music. There's loads of live bands, there's DJs, there are talks. We have things like cabaret drag artists, things like that. We have quizzes, we have bingo, we have night games, we have talent shows. I mean, there's so much going on, is there? If you can think of anything I've missed.
No.
There's so much going on. So hopefully you won't be bored. There's also campfires, and there's some more chilled areas as well. So if you feel like that's a bit overwhelming, there's also some calmer spaces, and yeah, lots of lovely, beautiful forest to wander around with. The trees are lit up and the moon in the sky. So so yeah, sorry, I went off on one there a bit. So Jane said, excited to see who the special guests are for talks. Loved last year's. Also, the club acts were fabulous. Thanks, Jane.
I've got a couple here. Sam has asked what kind of food is available. Yeah, so if you don't want to bring your own food and drink, we have I think there's like 6 bars across the site which serve everything you could want, from like really delicious craft beers to real ales to hot drinks, hot coffees, hot chocolates, to cocktails, to wine. So drink is well catered for, and then food we have. So we work with like kind of street food traders. So there's about I think 12 or 13 different street food traders serving basically every kind of cuisine that you could want, from fish and chips to Mexican to Asian to Asian, that's a really big place, to Indian, to Southeast Asian, Japanese,
lots of different cuisines.
Burgers, yeah, everything you could want, and breakfast and lunch and dinner all catered for.
You're making me really hungry. Thanks for that. Boodles is asking, what is Cupid's? I've seen it somewhere, but nothing on the website. Shall I take this one?
Yeah.
So Cupid's Club is our singles club, or dating club, I should say, at Camp Wildfire. And it is a place to meet other people that are interested in meeting people. And we will release a bit more of information about that nearer the time. But essentially, you join the club, you wear a badge, and you can join in with lots of different Cupid's Club activities. We have our Cupid's Club hosts that will be doing mixers and helping you get to know people. And we have our Cupid's cabin, so you can be doing kind of little matches and things like that. So really, it's, for anyone that's looking to make a connection, a romantic or a fun, frivolous weekend connection, then that's the place for you.
Nice.
I feel weird saying anything sexy on a live. So she's a fun, frivolous.
Emma has asked, is there anything different to usual because it's 10-year anniversary, and is part of it televised or recorded? Yes, we're doing lots of special celebrations for our 10-year anniversary, but all the plans for that are secret at the moment, so I can't share here. And is part of it televised? So there's lots of bits of it are recorded, not for broadcast though, just for kind of our social media and YouTube.
Either Emma's a spy or she's skiving off work.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If you don't want to be in videos and photos, sometimes people don't. And that's cool. You can just email us after the event, and if you show us a picture of your face, we can make sure that it's not in any kind of thing that's posted. That's completely fine.
Season 50 something says, can you tell me what security there is on site? Yeah,
so we have like a whole big kind of 24-hour security team and marshals team and ranger team. I can't share loads of details about how it works, because you might be asking because you're trying to, I don't know, sneak something in or something like that. Maybe, yeah, well, it's because you said spy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we have lots of we have like a whole 24-hour security team, massive team, looking after everything for weekend. We generally say just don't bring valuables with you and leave them in your tent. It's just a sensible idea. We've never had big issues, but it's just a good thing not to do. And you won't need them anyway. We're all about getting away from technology and just enjoying living in the moment.
Nice. Just a couple of people asking, just to reiterate, Jessie, children over 18. The upper age limit, the lower age limit is 18. Princess Holly is saying, can I ask about the toilet and shower facilities and what they're like?
Yeah, they're really nice. So it's just like so we use a mixture of different types of toilets, from compost toilets to portaloos to like trailer toilets, kind of, so that we've got a big mix of people like to use different things, and all of the showers are kind of like trailer unit showers. So what you usually have to pay extra for at other festivals is like our general standard. We like it to be like a little bit elevated, so that all those things are much nicer than your traditional festival experience. I've got Sam asking, is there any difference between the patrols? Now, Sam, I'm going to say no. They're all they're all wonderful, and they're all on a level, but members of patrols might tell you otherwise, so that some are better than others. Generally, there's like slightly different vibes between the patrols, like, but it really, just choose your favorite animal or your favorite color or something like that. Or just, if you're not sure which patrol to join, just go into the Facebook group, the Camp Wildfire attendees, and just say, which patrol should I join, and see how many people pounce on that.
Yeah, because I would say everything that Lee's just said is going to be very controversial. I feel like there are lots of differences between the patrols, and there'll be a lot of people probably fighting that in the comments any second now. But there are people talking about, there's so much chat in the comments.
Really some badgers shouting out. I've also got Melanie, while you're looking at for yours, Jules, saying there's so much food to choose from. Melanie's helping answer questions. Great. Awesome. Thanks, Melanie.
Do I need to book a parking space if I bring my own tent?
Yes, you
do. Booked to come with my bestie and so excited. That wasn't a question. That was just a comment. Did the veteran tickets come with credits too, or was that just early access?
Yes. No. Veteran ticket. Yeah, veteran tickets. So there's the 3 different ticket types, which is elementary or standard or dynamo. That denotes how many credits are included. Then there's the different ticket releases. So there's veteran tickets, which is the first release of tickets back in August for people that want to come back for the second year. So if you look at your ticket type, you'll have either a veteran standard or a veteran elementary or something like that. So or like an early bird standard. They're all the same, if that makes sense.
Got so many more questions I've just found. Where is camp taking place this year, says Sophie. I live in Wales and was wondering how far. I'll take this one. So Camp Wildfire is just outside Sevenoaks in Kent. We've got really good, really quick links to London. It's also not too far a drive from Brighton. And if you're coming from really far, it's quite near Gatwick. So yes, it's probably 40 minutes direct from London. And then there is, like Lee said, a shuttle bus from a couple of stations, but from we do one from Borough Green and Rootham to Camp Wildfire. But all of that info is on our help section on campwildfire.co.uk/help if you want some more info.
Yeah, I was just going to jump in. Shaz has just said, Shaz Bannister said, patrols worried me because I was, as 63 and first time, worried that wouldn't be able to keep up. Shaz, don't worry about it. The patrols thing, some people take it super seriously, and lots of people, it's just very silly and fun, and you can get as involved or not as involved as you want.
Some people don't get involved at all. You could literally have a whole weekend with not even being or seeing a patrol.
Most people tend to end up wearing like some face paint and cheering for one patrol. But there's no push to get involved. So don't worry about
also, Shaz, if you find me or Lee over the weekend, come and find us, and I will happily give you some kind of patrol. What's the word? I'll give you some support, and if you would like a small introduction into patrol, I will happily do that. You don't need to be worried at all, and that's brilliant that you're coming. Cool. So if you bring your own food, is there a cooking area? If not bringing food, well, you don't need to tell us what kind of food and drink there is because you've told us that already. But is there a cooking area?
Yeah, so in the campsites, in all of the different campsites, there are camp cooking areas where there's kind of like tables for prep and shelter and washing up stations and dining tables. The only thing we don't provide is actually like anything to cook on. So you need to bring your own camping stove, and that will have to be one of the ones that meets the guidelines.
Sorry, I was just getting confused. Matthew Kent said there was no tent repair shop. And then I was thinking, did you promise a tent repair shop?
No.
Maybe it was a question. There was no tent repair shop. Anyway, are there non-alcoholic options? Yes, Caroline, there are loads of different drink options, as well as non-alcoholic. So many questions. Will the pineapple cocktails be back? They were so popular.
Oh yeah, they were cool. You know what? I don't know. I would imagine so, because they were very popular and they're cool people. So.
Caroline says, can you pay by card on site?
Yes, you can only pay by card on site. Yeah, we're cashless, so everything is just debit card.
I guess you could pay on your phone, but that is your card.
Yes, sorry, yeah. Apple Pay, Google Pay, debit cards, credit cards, all accepted. Just no cash.
Yes, lovely. Actually, do you know what? Some of our amazing guests are answering each other's questions. People saying, yes, you can, it's a cashless site. What's the security like? Somebody else is answering. If you're doing physical activities, is there any way to keep valuables?
No, we don't have any kind of like left luggage or locker system. So you just have to put them in a backpack and take them round with you for the day. Fee has just said they are coming to Camp Kindling and both weeks of Camp Wildfire. That's epic.
Hey, that's so
cool. Is there an option to leave their tent at camp? Yes, we can arrange that for you. You can kind of arrange to leave it up. So come to Camp Kindling, enjoy your first weekend. At some point on that Monday morning, come and chat to one of the rangers, and they will make plans for your tent to be there, to stay where it is, so you don't have to take it down and put it back up.
There's someone on the comments called Rebecca.Louise, brilliant, who's been like typing things and thinking she was typing to her group chat, and she's actually been typing to her. She put singles club, see you married girls later, and then it's just put, I didn't mean to post, I was making no group chat.
Yeah, see you later.
See ya. Brilliant. Liam says, evening all, can't wait to see the special moments for the anniversary this year and what was pushed forward from the suggestion chat last year. I think we have our theme song for Hawks sorted.
Whoa, that's fun. That's good.
Yeah. God, you guys, just leave you to it. It's having a massive conversation. Is there a group chat for Hawks? Yes, there's a group chat for Hawks. There's a Facebook group for Hawks as well. So the official Facebook group is a Camp Wildfire thing. If you go to, oh gosh, I can't remember what it would be, just campwildfire.co.uk. On the Facebook group is our Hawks Facebook groups. I don't know how they get to them.
Yeah, you have to go to facebook.com/Camp Wildfire to find our page, and then click on groups, and then it will give you links to all of the groups. Yeah, we only run Facebook groups. We don't have any official. There are loads of WhatsApp groups out there, but we're not. We don't run those. They're all sort of like clandestine operations. So yeah, Facebook groups are the official ones.
Yeah. Matt, yes, please do feel comfortable coming on your own. Don't be anxious at all. There are so many people that come on their own, and I guarantee you by the time that you finish the weekend, you won't be on your own anymore at all. And if you want to chat to people in advance, we obviously, like Lee said, we have our solo Facebook group as well. There's also lots of people answering you on there saying they came alone, etc., and they are supporting you. Loads of patrol banter. Have you got any on your side, or shall I just keep skimming down?
No, I think I've covered all of mine. Yeah, just lots of chat.
Oh, did you cover payment plans? Hazel said, do you do payment options?
Yes, we do. So you can pay monthly. We don't charge any fees or interest or anything like that. You can pay monthly, and I think there's 6 months left within the payment window. So if you just divide the cost of any tickets and accommodation by 6. When you book tomorrow, you can pay by payment plan, and then it just takes like an equal amount each month for 6 months.
Great, we've got 4 minutes. I'm going to quickly whiz you some quick fire questions at the end. Can you explain the rules on bringing in alcohol? And I guess why?
Yeah, so there's a restriction on the amount of alcohol that you can bring in. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's partly a commercial thing of we rely on the bar income to pay for some of the costs of the event, and partly like safety thing of we're not allowed to let anybody bring any glass onto site, because broken glass obviously can be a big danger. So that's like part of our license, that we're only allowed to let certain things in. I have two here. Talia says they bought their tickets and they're doing the general camping. They've never been camping before, no idea what they're doing. Talia, don't worry about it. Just we make sure you've got a tent, and then the community will be more than happy to help you get that tent put up if you figure out if you can't work it out. And we also have a big ranger team that are on hand to help, help if you've forgotten a mallet or a tent peg or something.
Yeah.
To help make sure that your first camping experience is a really positive one.
We also have some help guides that you wrote as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we've got loads of help guides, some of which are specifically about Camp Wildfire, so like how to plan your weekend to make the most of the time there, to other sort of just general tips and tricks of like little hacks to make your tent experience more comfortable. So if you want to see those, go to campwildfire.co.uk/help. I think there's a section in there called tips and tricks. Yeah, if it's your first time, go and read some of those. We'll also be turning those into like video and audio formats through the year, so maybe something will work for you there. Right,
we've got 2 minutes. Have you got anything over your side?
Yeah, Liz has just said, off the back of the security chat, being a single woman, it would put their mind at ease if they know there's someone somewhere they can go if they feel unsafe. Yes, so we have, so there's the security teams, there's separate the ranger teams, there's all of the like event management staff. We also have medical and welfare teams, and there's also the retreat space, which is kind of more focused around mental health and having like counselors and psychotherapy support there. So there's like lots of people whose job it is to make sure you are safe and look after you for the weekend. If you want more details on that, I'd suggest drop us a DM, and one of the team can get back to you with information about those.
Right, I think we need to wrap up now, but I just wanted to quickly cover what people want to do if they are hoping to get a ticket tomorrow.
Yeah, so yes, good luck if you're hoping to get one of our penultimate release tickets. There's only 500 available for each weekend in this release, so they will sell very quickly. They come with a £20 saving in return for booking early, so definitely worth doing for the people that mentioned they're on a budget and wanting to come. So if you want to get one, make sure you are on our website, campwildfire.co.uk/bookings at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and get in there quickly. That's all.
And don't worry about any of the other details if you're not sure yet what you're doing about accommodation or camping or which activities you want to do. All of that comes later. So
yeah, you can add accommodation at any point. So first thing is booking tickets. The rest can come later.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming to our live. A couple of people are asking if we're going to do them regularly. So yes, we do these quite frequently. So, and also we've got a really great team of people on hand if you want to ask them any questions as well, just at the chat at the bottom of the website, or our DMs.
Yeah. We'll get back to you usually within an hour, but definitely within a couple of days.
Thank you. All right. Thanks very much.
Cool,
I hope to see everyone tomorrow morning.
Yes. Well, see you in summer, everyone, as well. Not too long now.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.